students, I hope you are doing well. Today, once again I am here to teach you a new lesson. So my dear friends, today again we are going to learn our new lesson, namely India during the Maurya period. Means we have to learn about our India but during the Maurya period. In the previous lesson, that is in Janapadas and Mahajanapadas, we came to know that Chandragupta Maurya founded a Maurya Empire. So about that Maurya Empire, we have to learn in this lesson. So our lesson name is India during the Maurya period. But before going to learn about the Maurya Empire, we have to learn about the Greek Emperor Alexander. Means we have to know about the great Alexander the Great. Alexander was a Greek emperor and he was a famous warrior of his time. Nowadays also in history he is famous as a great warrior. In our India, Alexander is also known as Sikandar. We have to learn about the Alexander Great, who was a Greek emperor. So Alexander the Greek emperor invaded India's northwest frontier in 326 BCE. Means invaded. Invaded means attack. So, about the Alexander, one thing we have to mind that Alexander's desire was to conquer the entire world. Means he wants to rule all over the world. And as a part of his wish, he invaded India in 326 BCE, the period in which he attacked to India by northwestern side, means from Afghanistan, northwestern side. So he invaded India by crossing the Indus River. Indus River is also known as Sindhu River, which is the major river of the northwest side of our India. So by crossing this Indus or Sindhu River, he marched towards the India, and after that he reached to Takshashila. He reached up to Takshashila, but it was not easy task for him. When he attacked to India, in his way many Indian local kings opposed him. They resisted him against his campaign. But Alexander had a huge army. He was a great warrior, and due to support of his army and weapons, he defeated the Indian kings and he marched up to the Punjab. But during his long campaign, his army had to suffer from a lot of problems. Due to continuous fights and wars, they tired. Means due to the long campaign and continuous fights and wars, Alexander's soldiers tired, and now they were eager to go back. They want to go back their home, and due to this they rebelled. Means they opposed to Alexander to go ahead, and they may force him to turn back. So finally Alexander decided to turn back, but before going to back, he appointed Greek officers to administer the territories which he had already conquered. Means due to the rebel of his soldiers, Alexander decided to turn back, but easily he not went. Before going back, he appointed Greek officers. Means which territories he conquered, he acquired. To administer them, he appointed his own officers, Greek officers, and these officers known as satraps. Satrap means the officers, the Greek officers which were appointed by the Alexander to administer the conquered territories. In return journey in 323 BCE, Alexander passed away at Babylon. Means when Alexander was going back to Greek, in his return journey, he passed away. The period was 323 BCE. So he died at Babylon. It is the name of place. Today Babylon is in Iraq. Iraq is the name of country where the Babylon is situated. So in return he died there. Babylon 323 BCE. So this we learn about the Alexander. So now the impacts of Alexander invasion now we have to learn. So Alexander not came alone. Means obviously he was belonged with his army and many other historians also were with him. So Alexander's campaign led to increase in the trade between the India and the Western world. Means after the invasion of Alexander over the India, India came in focus of the Western world, and this invasion led into the increase of the trade between India and into Western world. So we can say it is beneficial for us, though it created some losses for us. But some positive sides are also there. India came into contact of the Western world through the trade. The historians who accompanied the Alexander, they introduced our India to the Western world through their writings. Means they wrote on India, how was the India, they wrote about India, the features, on all the information they wrote into their writings. And due to these writings, India came to know in Western world. Second thing, another benefit of the Alexander's invasion, we have to see that the Greek sculpture influenced India's art. Okay, it is the art sculpture. They were creating the sculptures. So that Greek art influenced our Indian art. And they gave rise to the Gandhar school of art. Gandhar is the school of art, and this was influenced by the Greek art. So it is a very famous school of art in ancient time. Now we have to learn about the Greek kings. The features of the Greek kings are, the Greek kings minted the coins, but these coins had some characteristics. The coins which were minted by the Greek kings, they had some features. So one side of the coin was occupied by a picture and name of the king who minted, and another side of the coin was occupied by the picture of Greek gold. You can see the pictures of the Greek coins. Alexander's coins were also same type. You can see on your screen Alexander's coin. By seeing this, Indian kings also started minting same coins. So in this way, we learn about the Greek emperor Alexander the Great, right? So now we have to move towards the Maurya Empire. Means now we have to see the Maurya Empire. So students, as you know that Chandragupta Maurya was the founder of Maurya Empire. So we also know that Chandragupta Maurya founded the Maurya Empire by conquering the Patligram, which was the capital of Magad during the period of Nanda kings. So the people of Magad Empire were tired of the tyrannical rule of the Nanda king, that is Dhananand. So as you know, as you know that King Dhananan was the last king of the Nanda dynasty, and in his period the people of the Magadha were not happy because he was not ruling wisely. So Chandragupta Maurya brought to end the Nanda Empire and he established the Maurya Empire into 325 BCE. After that, Chandragupta Maurya won Avanti and Saurashtra and began to extend the boundaries of his empire. Means like other kings, Chandragupta Maurya also conquered Avanti, which was the famous Mahajanpad among the 16. So Avanti and Saurashtra he merged into his own kingdom, that is Maurya kingdom, and he expanded its boundaries. So after the death of Alexander the Great, as you know that while returning to Greece, Alexander was died into 323 BCE at Babylon. So when Alexander passed away, after that the officers, that is satraps, the Greek officers which were appointed by the Alexander to administer the conquered territories. So among that officers, the conflict rise up due to the greed of power. So among that one was Seleucus Nicator. Seleucus Nicator, who was Alexander's general of army. Seleucus Nicator was a general of Alexander's army. He became the king of Babylon. Seleucus Nicator, who was general of Alexander's army, he became a new king of Babylon after the death of Alexander. Like the Alexander Great, Seleucus Nicator also invaded to northwest frontier of the India and he reached up to the Punjab, but he was not succeed as Alexander because Chandragupta Maurya successfully resisted to Seleucus Nicator and Chandragupta defeated to Seleucus Nicator. So the defeat of Seleucus Nicator led the inclusion of northwestern region, that is Kabul, Kandahar and Herat into the Maurya Empire. It means that when Chandragupta Maurya defeated to Seleucus, so with his defeat, Chandragupta included the territories which was occupied by the Seleucus, and these territories are northwestern region, that is Kabul, Kandahar and Herat. So Chandragupta Maurya included these territories into his own kingdom, that is Maurya Empire. So in this way Maurya Empire once again expanded. So after the defeat of the Seleucus, what happened that we have to see. So Megasthenes was the Seleucus Nicator's ambassador. Stay back at Chandragupta Maurya's court. After the defeat of the Seleucus Nicator, the Megasthenes was the representative. Ambassador means representative of the Seleucus Nicator, and he stayed back at the court of Chandragupta Maurya, and he wrote a book. That Megasthenes, who was ambassador of the Seleucus, he wrote a book namely Indica, and this book is an important source for the study of the India during the Maurya period. Means by reading the Indica book, which was written by the Megasthenes, we can get more information about the Maurya period. The inscription means the writing tell us that Chandragupta Maurya built a dam. The name of that dam is Sudarshan, which is near Junagadh. Junagadh is in Gujarat state. So Sudarshan Dam, which was built by Chandragupta Maurya, is in Junagadh, means in Gujarat state. So students, in this way, today we learn about the Greek emperor, the great Alexander. We also learn about the Maurya Empire. So remaining part of the lesson we will see in next video. I hope you understand it. Thank you.